problem. The rectangular components of a vector lie in a xy plane are 1 and p plus 1. If coordinate system is turned by 30 degree, they are p and 4 respectively. The value of p is, here you assume vector is a bar. This vector initial coordinates are 1 I cap and p plus 1 into j cap. Now new coordinates of this vector, a bar dash you take or a bar 1 you take, it is equal to p I cap plus 4 j cap. But the component of vectors may be changes, but magnitude of vector does not change here, because vector not changing, coordinate system only changing. That's why magnitude of a bar is equal to magnitude of a1 bar. So under root of, we can write 1 square plus p plus 1 whole square is equal to under root of p square plus 4 square under root of 1 plus p square plus 2p plus 1 is equal to under root of p square plus 16 we can get. Squaring on both sides, square root get cancelled, then we get 1 plus 1, 2 plus p square plus 2p is equal to here p square plus 16 we can get, p square get cancelled, 2p is equal to 16 minus 2, p is equal to 14 by 2, finally we can get p is equal to 7. Problem number 19. If p bar is equal to I cap plus j cap and q bar is equal to 2 I cap minus k cap are two vectors which when added to r bar gives a unit vector along z axis direction, then r bar is, suppose p bar q bar is added to r bar, the resultant is a unit vector which is along z axis direction. So unit vector along z axis direction is k cap. Here we have to calculate r bar value. So from this r bar is equal to k cap minus p bar minus q bar. So that is equal to r bar is equal to k cap into minus p bar, multiply with minus, then we get minus I cap minus j cap. This one with minus 2 I cap minus into minus plus k cap we can get. So that is equal to minus I cap minus 2 I cap minus 3 I cap minus j cap plus 2 k cap. This is the r bar value. Problem number 20. For the three vectors, the magnitudes of d bar is equal to a bar minus b bar minus c bar and its direction r. According to diagram, a bar is equal to 1 I cap, b bar is equal to 4 j cap, c bar is equal to minus 2 I cap we can write. But the given d bar is equal to a bar minus b bar minus c bar. Substitute here, a bar is equal to 1 I cap, b bar is equal to j cap minus 4 j cap, c bar minus 2 I cap. So 1 I cap minus 4 j cap minus of minus plus 3, 2 I cap will come. Finally we can get to 2 plus 1, 3 I cap minus 4 j cap we can get. Means the vector d bar is like this. Its one component is in downward direction 4 and another component is along positive x axis direction 3. Then this is the d bar vector. The angle made by the d bar with positive x axis taken as tan theta is equal to y coordinate by x coordinate. Here y coordinate is 4 and x coordinate is 3. tan theta is equal to 4 by 3 at theta is equal to 53 degree. So here angle theta is equal to 53 degree below positive x axis. Theta is equal to 53 degree below positive x axis. Problem number 21. A body of mass 1 kg is suspended by two strings of length 3 meter and 4 meter from two nails which are on a wall at a horizontal separation of 5 meter. Find the tension T1 and T2 in longer and shorter strings. According to problem, this is the diagram. Two strings 3 meter and 4 meter are suspended from two nails which are on a wall. Horizontal separation between them is equal to 5 meter. According to this, it forms a one right angle triangle according to given measurements. 3 meter, this is 4 meter, and this one is equal to 5 meter. Then here angle is equal to 90 degree. Here angle is taken as theta 1. Here angle is taken as theta 2. From this, we can write cos theta sin theta values also. Now take this one. This 1 kg block, this system is in equilibrium. So according to Lami's theorem, T1 is acting in this direction, tension. T2 is acting in this direction, and weight of the body is acting downward direction, mg. That means 1g. According to Lami's theorem, magnitude of either force divided by sine of angle between remaining two is constant. So from Lami's theorem we can write T1 divided by sine of angle between these two forces, T2 and 1 kg. We don't know angle between these two. That's why we should draw one horizontal line at the point of intersection. Here this thing makes theta 1 here with horizontal, so it also making an angle theta 1 is here, and it making an angle theta 2 here, because alternate angles are equal. So from this we can write this is 90 plus theta 2, sin 90 plus theta 2 we can write sin 90 plus theta 2, that is equal to T2 divided by sine of angle between remaining two forces between these two, 90 plus theta 1, 90 plus theta 1, that is equal to weight 1 into g divided by angle between these two is equal to 90 degree. So this sin 90 we can write. From this we can write T1 divided by sin 90 plus theta 2 is equal to sin 90 plus theta 2 is equal to cos theta 2, that is equal to T2 divided by here sin 90 plus theta 1, that is equal to cos theta 1 is equal to 1 into g. Equate these two and next equate these two. From this we can get T1 is equal to cos theta 2 into 1g. Cos theta 2 is equal to, from this cos theta 2 is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. So we can write adjacent side is 4 divided by hypotenuse is 5 into 1g. From this we can write T1 is equal to 4 by 5 kg weight. 1 kg weight is equal to 1 kg into g. So T1 value 1 kg weight we can get. Similarly equate these two, then we get T2 is equal to cos theta 1 into 1g. Cos theta 1 is equal to adjacent side 3 divided by hypotenuse 5 into 1g. From this we can get T2 is equal to 3 by 5 kg weight. Problem number 22. If alpha, beta and gamma are the angles made by a vector with x, y and z axis, then sin square alpha plus sin square beta plus sin square gamma is. we know directional cosines cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. So from that cos alpha is equal to, we can write x by under root of x square plus y square plus z square we can write. Similarly, cos beta is equal to y divided by under root of x square plus y square plus z square, and cos gamma is equal to z by root over x square plus y square plus z square. From these three, squaring and adding these equations, then we get cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to what we can get. In denominator all values are same. In numerator we can get x square plus y square plus z square by x square plus y square plus z square we can get. So from this we conclude that cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. But we know sin square beta plus cos square beta is equal to 1. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. From this cos square theta is equal to, we can write 1 minus sin square theta. From that we can write 1 minus sin square alpha plus 1 minus sin square beta plus 1 minus sin square gamma is equal to 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 3. 1 take this side, minus 1 is equal to sin square alpha, sin square beta take that side, sin square alpha plus sin square beta plus sin square gamma. So from this finally we can write sin square alpha plus sin square beta plus sin square gamma is equal to 2 we can write. Problem number 23. The rectangular components of a vector lying in xy plane are n plus 1 and 1. If coordinate system is turned by 60 degree, they are n and 3 respectively, the value of n. If coordinate system turned but magnitude of vector does not change, yes. Magnitude of vector constant. That means components, these two are the components. Magnitude is equal to n plus 1 whole square plus 1 square, because these two are the rectangular components, is equal to under root of n square plus 3 square. Simplify, then you get to squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides we can get it is in the form of a plus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab plus 1 is equal to n square plus 9. Both sides n square get cancelled. Then we can get 2n plus 2. 2n plus 2 is equal to 9. From this 2n is equal to 9 minus 2. N is equal to 7 by 2. That's why n is equal to 3.5. Problem number 24. A is a vector which, when added to the resultant of vectors 2i cap minus 3j cap plus 4k cap and i cap plus 5j cap plus 2k cap, yields a unit vector along y-axis, then vector A is. Resultant of these two means we should add. So its resultant is added to A, so means A plus or A bar plus R bar, where R bar is taken as a resultant of these two vectors, is equal to unit vector along y-axis is a j cap. This resultant R bar is equal to resultant of these two, means 2i cap minus 3j cap plus 4k cap plus I cap plus 5j cap plus 2k cap, that is equal to 2i plus I, 3i minus 3j plus 5j, that equal to plus 2j plus 6k cap. So R value substitute here. From this, A bar is equal to j cap minus R bar. So j cap, this vector multiply with minus, then we get minus 3i cap minus 2j cap minus 6k cap. Finally, we can get A bar is equal to minus 3i cap minus j cap minus 6k cap. Problem number 25. If three vectors act at a point O as shown in the figure, then the value of theta and P are. First, we should resolve this P and tan root into perpendicular components. The component of vector P are along negative x-axis P sin theta and along positive y-axis P cos theta. Already tan Newton is acting along the positive y-axis. Next, along positive x-axis tan Newton is there. If you resolve this tan root 25 into two components, component along the positive x-axis tan root 2 into cos 45 and along negative y-axis tan root 2 into sin 45. Here, this particle is this point is in equilibrium. So P sin theta is equal to 10 plus. If you simplify 10 root cos 45, this also we will get 10 only. 10 plus 10. P sin theta we get 20. Here, if you simplify 10 root to sin 45 is equal to 10, because sin 45 is equal to 1 by root 2 along vertical direction, vertical equilibrium. So P cos theta plus 10 is equal to 10. From this P cos theta is equal to 10 minus 10. P cos theta is equal to 0. Here P is not equal to 0 and cos theta is equal to 0 if you take theta is equal to 90 degree. Theta value substitute here, then we get to P sin 90 degree is equal to 20. From this we can get P is equal to 20. That means this P bar not acting like this. It is acting along the negative x-axis direction. 26th problem. If the angle between two vectors of equal magnitude P is theta, the magnitude of difference of the vector is. Assume two vectors, one is P bar and the second one is Q bar. Magnitude of P bar is equal to P and the magnitude of Q bar is equal to P, and angle between them is the given theta. What we have to calculate? Magnitude of difference of vectors. Magnitude of difference of vectors, magnitude of P bar minus Q bar is equal to under root of P square plus Q square minus 2PQ cos theta. That is equal to under root of P square is equal to P square plus P square minus 2PP into cos theta. Substitute PQ values. From this under root of P square plus P square 2P square minus 2P square into cos theta. From this we can write under root of, take 2P square common, then we get 1 minus cos theta. So but we know one formula cos 2 theta is equal to formula 1 minus 2 sin square theta. Cos 2 theta is equal to formula 1 minus 2 sin square theta. From this we can write cos theta is equal to 1 minus 2 sin square theta by 2 we can write. Here 2 theta we get theta. Here theta is there means we get theta by 2. From this 2 sin square theta by 2 is equal to 1 minus cos theta. Instead of this 1 minus cos theta, we substitute this value that is equal to 2p square into 2 sin square theta by 2. From this, magnitude of p bar minus q bar is equal to this, we can write to 2p sin theta by 2 whole square root get cancel. Finally, we can get to magnitude of difference of two vectors is equal to 2p sin theta by 2. Problem number 27. The maximum and minimum resultant of two forces are in the ratio of 4:3. Assume two forces, one is F1, second one is taken as F2. Maximum resultant. So, F maximum is equal to F1 plus F2. Sum of the two forces gives the maximum resultant. Difference of two forces gives the minimum resultant. So, F minimum is equal to F1 minus F2. Here they given maximum and minimum ratio. F maximum to F minimum is equal to 4 by 3. Maximum F1 plus F2, minimum F1 minus F2, that is equal to 4 by 3. Cross multiply, then we get 3F1 plus 3F2 is equal to 4F1 minus 4F2. 3F1 take that side, 4F2 take this side, then we get 4F1 minus 3F1 is equal to 3F2 plus 4F2 they given. Then 4 minus 3 F1 is equal to 7F2. From this we can get F1 by F2 is equal to 7 by 1. Problem number 28. The resultant of two equal forces is 141.4 Newton when they are mutually perpendicular. When they are inclined at an angle 120, then the resultant is two equal forces. Take F1 is equal to F and F2 is also taken as F. What we have to calculate? The resultant when they are inclined at 120, but we don't know F value. First, by using this condition, we can get F value. When the two forces are perpendicular, resultant is 141. So, F resultant is equal to 141.4 Newton. When theta is equal to 90 degree. So, F resultant is equal to, we know formula, under root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2F1 F2 into cos theta. F resultant 141.4 is equal to under root of F square plus 2F into cos 90 degree. But cos 90 degrees is equal to 0. That's why 0 into anything is equal to 0. This term becomes 0. Then 141.4 is equal to F square plus F square under root of 2F square we can get. From this 141.4 is equal to root 2 into F we can get. From this F is equal to 141.4 by root 2. But we know root 2 value. Root 2 is equal to 1.414. This 1.414 cancel out 100 times. So each force is equal to 100 Newton. Now what we have to calculate? If are inclined at 120 degrees centigrade, then we calculate resultant. F resultant. When theta is equal to 120 degree, so F R is equal to under root of f square plus 2f into cos 120 degree, that is equal to under root of 2f square plus 2f square into cos 120 degrees value minus 1 by 2, cos 120 degrees value. 2 get cancelled. If we simplify, we will get 2f square minus f square. Finally, we can get f only. So, when they are making an angle 120 degrees, the resultant is equal to 100 Newton. Problem number 29. If two vectors and r bar are related as p bar minus q bar is equal to r bar and p minus q is equal to r, then angle between p bar minus q bar is, here the given p bar minus q bar is equal to r bar. Find its magnitude. Magnitude of p bar minus q bar is equal to magnitude of r bar. From this, magnitude of p bar minus q bar is equal to p square plus q square minus 2pq cos theta is equal to r. From this, p minus q is equal to r. Squaring on both sides, then we get p minus q whole square is equal to r square. From this, we can write p square plus q square minus 2pq is equal to r square. Here, squaring on both sides, we get p square plus q square minus 2pq cos theta is equal to r is equal to p square plus q square minus 2pq we get. But both sides p square q square get cancelled. Then we get minus 2pq cos theta is equal to minus 2pq cos theta is equal to minus 2pq, we can get 2pq get cancelled. Cos theta is equal to 1. Cos theta 1 means theta is equal to 0 degree. At 0 degree only, cos 0 degrees value 1. Problem number 30. 11 forces each equal to 5 Newton act on a particle simultaneously. If each force makes an angle 30 degrees with the next one, the resultant of all forces is. See, here particle is here. One force is acting in this direction and the second one making an angle 30 degrees with the first one. Third force making an angle 30 degrees with the second one, and fourth force is making like this. Angle between these two 30, these two 30, these two 30 means these two are perpendicular. In same manner here, between these two 30, between these two 30 and between these two 30, 30, 30 and 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 forces, and you draw in this direction 8, 9 and 10, and 11th force is acting in this direction. If you observe this diagram, here forces 1, 7 cancel each other because both are in opposite directions. 2, 8 are in opposite directions. 2, 8. Similarly, 3, 9 are in opposite directions, cancel each other. 4, 10 both are in opposite directions, cancel each other. And next 5, 11 both are cancel each other. 10 pairs are there. 10 pairs cancel. Only one force is left. That left force is equal to 6th one. So each force is equal to 6 Newton. So here resultant force is equal to 5 Newton is the resultant force. Okay, each one 5 Newton. Only one force left, that's why unpaid force, that is 5 Newton. Problem number 31. Which of the following sets of forces acting on a particle keep it in equilibrium? Here they given, in every set 3 forces given. You select any 2 forces. Out of 3 forces, you select any 2. And the other force must be either equal or less than this one. F1 plus F2, and you find F1 minus F2 or F2 minus F1. This third force either equal to this one or equal to this one or lies between these 2 values. Means this F3 value either F1 plus F2 is greater than or equal to F3. F3 value greater than or equal to F1 minus F2. Observe here. Suppose if you take this set, 3 plus 5. 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. 5 minus 3, 2. But 10 is not equal or not less than. So, wrong step. Here, 4 and 7. 4 plus 7 is equal to 11. 7 minus 4 is equal to 3. Not. If you take here, 6 plus 2, 8. 6 minus 2, 4. Here, 5 is lies between 8 and 4. 5, this number is lies between them. Okay, and here lies between. But here 12 not lies between, not equal. In third set also, 5 plus 8, 13, 8 minus 5, 3. But here 1 is not in this region. That's why this pair keep the particle in equilibrium. Problem number 32. The resultant of 2 forces, one double the other in magnitude, is perpendicular to smaller of the 2 forces, the angle between the 2 forces. Here you take 2 forces, one is F1, second one is taken as F2. But one is double the other. Assume F2 is 2 times of F1. So that means here F1 is smaller and F2 is the larger. They are making certain angle with each other. Assume this is F1 and F2 is acting like this. The resultant making an angle 90 degrees with smaller one. So smaller one is F. So that's why resultant is making F resultant 90 degrees here. Then we have to calculate angle between F1 and F2. This is the value we have to calculate theta. If 2 forces are perpendicular, here, see in this case, according to this, F resultant is equal to under root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2F1 F2 into cos theta. This is the resultant part. Next, here resultant and F1 making an angle 90 degree. So the angle made by the resultant with first vector, that is taken as alpha equal to 90 degree. So from this we know formula tan alpha is equal to angle made by the resultant with force. Tan alpha is equal to F2 into sin theta by F1 plus F2 cos theta. Here alpha value 90, substitute here, tan 90 degrees is equal to F2 into sin theta by F1 plus F2 into cos theta. Tan 90 degrees is equal to infinity, so that is equal to F2 into sin theta by F1 plus F2 cos theta. Cross multiply, then we get to f1 plus f2 cos theta is equal to f2 sin theta by infinity. Anything by infinity is equal to 0. f1 plus f2 is equal to 2f1 into cos theta is equal to 0. From this 2f1 cos theta is equal to minus f1 cos theta is equal to minus f1 by 2f1. f1 fn get cancelled. From that we can get cos theta is equal to minus 1 by 2. Cos theta value minus 1 by 2 at theta is equal to 120 degree. So the angle between two vectors is equal to 120 degree.